Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for checking it out.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
My arms get tired, man. I want to just rest that shit on my chin. I don't want to
you
have to hold it
you like the headset like in
Yes.
like you're playing like Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, British comedians always have the headset. I don't know why,
a TED
but
Talk?
yeah, they use their hands and they always have a laser pointer or some
That's what
shit.
you need to do. You should have that.
You have to, before a 10-minute set, be like, hold on, let me set up this whiteboard real quick.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for coming on. I'm happy.
Yeah, man.
I love these podcasts that just kind of come about not planned.
Yeah.
We were over doing the RLX one.
Yeah.
And then
RLX.
Rome 1000 was like, yo, let's pull up to Grubby Pawz before the Conway show. And I'm I'm a fan of yours. I listen to your stuff. And then getting to hear the E and RLX track, I'm happy we finally get to do this.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Definitely. Thank you for having me, man. This is dope.
And it's crazy. I mean, you work with a lot of Massachusetts artists, but I didn't put two and two together that you were from Massachusetts.
Yeah. I'm from East Boston originally. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm from Mass, not Boston. I was born on Cape and I grew up in Fitchburg.
Fitchburg. Okay. Yeah. You out in Fitchburg now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
But so much shit happens around this area. For real, the amount of talent, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, people always ask me and about working with all these artists, but Knack literally lives 20 minutes from me. Same with Hidden Character. You know what I mean? He's 20 minutes from here. Code. I mean, all these guys, my boy Spender, all these people that I really work with out here, they're all right close here, man. So
did you guys all come up together or
no? I came up with kind of just doing my own thing with some friends around the neighborhood. And wasn't really doing doing anything beat wise. I started out DJing, so I was doing the DJ thing, parties, whatever. Had a small little creative vinyl or whatever. But I started doing that, and then that led into beat making, and then just linking up with different people out here through social media. To be honest with you, you know what I mean, before that it was before that it was just if you knew somebody, word of mouth, this and that, you know what I mean? But yeah, just meeting people through social media, that's kind of how it all kind of started.
But DJing was your first, that's what you wanted to do was?
Yeah, I wanted to be executioners, you know what I mean? I thought it was Rock Raider. That's what I wanted, and scratch and all that shit, you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to do. Have a little bit of skill in that, but then I really wanted to be I want to make these records, you know what I mean? I want to make the beats like this. That's what I really wanted to do. So that led into trying to figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? And then, making beats on a keyboard 4-track and shit wasn't really dope. You know what I mean? But it really led to you know what I mean? Wanting to get the MP and go down that road. And that's where I eventually started making beats, taking that real serious. And I got the MP.
So when did you guys, because there is a sound for the area, all the people you were mentioning. So I was wondering if you guys came up together, because there is a sound that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a sound. I mean, I don't know,
it just happened that way.
Yeah. I think it did, you know what I mean? When I first started getting good with my MPC and sampling records and going out digging this and that, I had these weird loops and different things that I was really fucking with. And I met this dude, my boy OTO, and I had 2 joints on his first project. And then through him, I met Spender. And then
OTO, that's what he goes by?
Yeah. It's Overtime Often.
Dude, he's a friend, a good friend of mine. For real.
That's the homie right there.
Yeah, really? So you know his podcast?
Yeah.
Irish is the producer of this podcast.
Oh, fire. Okay.
Yeah, no, Overtime's for real, a good friend. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, his first project.
When you said OTO, I was that has to be Overtime. For real.
No, yeah, his first project, the Oven Door.
Mm-hmm.
I produced 2 joints on that, and then through him, I met Spender, And then I had like all these beats and just gave them all to spend. And he did like a whole project. We dropped the album and then just started working with people like that. Met Knack. I mean, going to shows.
Dude, that's small world there for real. Like,
yeah,
that's so funny.
OTO's
yeah,
man. That's
not for real. Have you ever been on a shit talking cunts?
No, no, I haven't been on it. Yeah, they do like a lot of like sports stuff and.
Nah, they just talk shit. Like they just talk shit.
I peeped a few of them, but I know like always like into.
I always get in trouble being on that podcast because it's called that, and then people will like cut clips of me saying wild shit and like post it on the Griselda pages. Like, it's last week it tried to. Two times they tried to cancel me on the Griselda fan page.
Oh shit!
The Reddit page because of shit I said on the Overtime's podcast.
Damn, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Anyway, So that's funny that's who like brought you into like meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, like before that, I was working with this group called The Camp at the time. They were doing a crazy run. They had a lot of stuff going on. I was recording for them mainly, like just recording tracks and stuff and that, and had a few beats on some of their things. And then it's kind of like was just kind of fucking around.
So you had no dream of making music like early?
I mean, that first, no. I mean, it was just DJing. Like I wanted to just DJ. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to like get into the battles and scratch, and like that's what I was really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I saved up mad money when I was like 16, and I bought the Technique 1200s, and I still got them. They're over there, and that's what I wanted to do. I thought I was like, and then that just turned into like, again, like just messing around with the records, and like, I was like, I want to make some of this shit. So that's kind of how that all happened. But yeah, the production came after that for sure. Yeah.
Was there like a moment when you're like, nah, I'm gonna really like make the music, or did it just kind of happen over time?
Yeah, it just kind of happened because then I was like, I want to do this and keep it authentic. You know what I mean? So I was like, what are the tools that I need to do that? And it was like, then I seen like, in the magazines and shit, like RZA had the MP. And I'm like, I need to get one of those. And like looking around, couldn't afford, the 2000 is the MPC 2000 was I was looking at, couldn't get that. Eventually, I got the MPC 1000, which I still use. Still the same one I got back in 2005. So that's still the same MP.
To make your beats and shit?
Yeah, I still use them. Yeah. Still the same drum machine I bought back then. It's still the same one I use.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I just started getting into that. And then.
Is it that's still the best piece of equipment, or is it that you have like a connection to it?
I mean, I'm just stubborn. So like, and like I'm set in my way. So like, it works. So I don't really like try to alter like my work process. You know what I mean? Cause like I can just crank out a bunch of beats, you know what I mean? And it's like easy to work on for me. And I just don't like, I didn't really want to change up the process and try other stuff. I mean, I got other samplers and stuff here. I run process stuff through, but like the MP is just the main. I mean, it works. I'm like, I'm sticking with it. Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, it's funny. People in the background can see like the horror and the vinyl collection. Yeah. This is only half of the wall of vinyl.
Yeah, it's another half.
But you were saying he was like, "Oh, what are some like vinyls you love?" And you were like, "You got like rare horror soundtrack shit."
Yeah, so like the horror soundtracks, like that's like as far as collecting records, like I don't really collect hip hop records. But like this is all just sample source materials. Like I just, you know what I mean? But the horror soundtracks is like that's when I collect records. Like that.
Do you sample those?
Yeah, sometimes I've sampled them, but like they're just some of them just like so crazy and like it just like you make some grimy shit out of it. But I mean, I just like to collect them. Yeah, I mean, I got.
What about like horror? Grew up with it and shit.
I mean, I was just like a fan of like the horror movies since a kid. And I just grew into like collecting stuff. And like, I mean, as you can see, I just like always collected stuff that I liked, you know what I mean? As a lot of people do, but the horror stuff, yeah, I mean, it started young, like VHS, and I have a crazy horror VHS collection too at my house. So like, it just grew. Like,
VHS, that's
yeah.
You have a favorite?
I mean, my favorite horror movie is probably the original Halloween for sure. You know what I mean, but I like the Friday 13th, like Scream. I like all.
How'd you feel about Season of the Witch?
Season of the Witch is pretty dope.
All right.
Yeah, Season of the Witch is pretty dope.
All
I mean,
right.
like, I mean, I those artsy
Halloween 3, right? For people listening, is it Halloween 3?
Yeah. I mean, it's like definitely more they're like,
you don't like Season of the Witch? All right.
1,000 don't like it. Nah, I got all three masks are up there actually too. Behind you, see them?
Oh shit. Oh yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's always that discussion that like that would have been better as its own independent movie rather than, because I from my understanding, like researching or whatever, that people thought like Michael Myers was going to be in it, and like halfway through the people were like, yo, where the fuck is this dude? Like, he ain't showing up. And they were like, no, he ain't. He's on the movie. And they were like, so I think that was what like really.
You like found footage shit or nah?
Nah,
I don't know why, but I like, I love found footage horror. Like every Paranormal Activity I love, and people shit on me for it. Like
the first one wasn't that bad. I felt like the first one.
Did you see the one with the witches? The fucking the Mexican one?
No,
that shit was crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about? When she has the shotgun and she's blowing the dudes away, the witches away with the shotgun. The marked ones, that's what it's called. Nah, I love that shit.
That's wild. I
like good horror too, like, but I don't know why. I just always love that found footage shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was never into like what was like the first one? Was it the Blair Witch Project? Wasn't that like one of the first?
Oh yeah, I wasn't a big one was.
It was.
But see, I never liked Freddy Krueger. Like I never liked not Friday.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I couldn't do those.
Yeah, the first one was cool. Everything after that was I didn't fuck with that either.
It's like fucking. I used to have a bet. I was like, smoke a joint, you won't dream. Like smoke a joint before you go to bed. You'll be do a dab. He won't get you.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's tough to do like a lot of horror now with like, especially like in movies, like technology out there. Like, I mean, it's kind of tough. Like, I think that's why like the old stuff, I mean, still stands up because it's like you run through the woods, like you don't got a cell phone to call anyone, like type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now it's like everyone's like, you're just like, use your phone, bro. Like, I mean, like you have a phone, but
no, I feel you. What was like the last best horror? Like was like Midsummer. I feel like was the last like big one.
I think that I think the last like original, actually, Get Out, all the Jordan Peele stuff's crazy. Like to me, like anything like he's doing.
He has that new one coming out.
Yeah, that the UFO thing that looks crazy. But It Follows. Have you seen that? It Follows.
I didn't like that one, bro. That one? It's like a ghost that's an STD, bro. You ever see that? For real, it's like whoever you fuck, this ghost now follows that person. Like it's like a herpes ghost. Swear to God, bro.
I think you like.
I don't mean to like.
No, it's weird, but I think like as far as like it being.
Our Alex stole my lighter. Goddamn. Sorry.
No, there's one behind 1,000 right there.
Thank you. I don't mean to call it out like that.
Yeah, but like It Follows, I thought was like, I thought it was dope just because like I like original. Everything's like trying to be remakes now and stuff. So I don't really.
Did you like Midsummer?
All right.
Nah,
I didn't.
Hereditary.
That was pretty dope. Yeah, I think it was a little too long of a movie.
Yeah, I like Midsummer, but I hate that shit because now Midsummer's like a popular thing. Like it's like.
Oh yeah,
cool to like collect the merch. I mean, I guess that's the same with like Griselda and shit.
With anything though. I mean, you get
But no, I fucked with that shit.
Yeah.
The Witch was real good. Yeah,
that was actually a real good movie too.
Yeah, bro, that shit was. I forgot about The Witch was really good.
Like that's what I like. I like because even though people aren't a fan of a lot of that stuff, like the new, but like the original stuff, like. That's what I want to see more from like horror movies now. Like the new Halloween, I think they're doing a pretty good job with it. You know what I mean? Like
I haven't seen the new one. I saw the
2018 one.
Yeah.
The Halloween Kills, like that's the newest one. But that's dope.
There's a new one coming out or something.
Yeah, next year or this year, whatever. But
that was good.
Yeah, it was dope. I just saw the new Scream too. They just redid that. Not redid, it's like a continuation, but
Did you see Dave Grohl, the fucking Foo Fighters made a horror movie or some shit, like a horror comedy or something?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, though.
I'm not a big Foo Fighters fan.
Yeah,
so
I don't know anything about it. But
would you ever like want to score a horror movie or some shit? Is that
that's definitely something I thought about. I think about a lot. It's like I would love to score a horror movie for sure. I might even just make the music and just, if I don't have, you know what I mean, just watch a bunch of like horror movies that I like and just make a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? I want to get like definitely want to get like a crazy like mini moog or something to try to do that. Like those, like that type of like synthy, like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of shit I want to try to do if I do that.
You're in a good area to do it. There's so many like production companies and films getting made out of this.
Yeah,
like
that's true. Yeah. I mean,
what movies have like the best soundtracks to you, like horror movies?
Even though you didn't like it, I think It Follows probably had one of the better
I'll rewatch it.
Now you said it is an STD ghost, it is kind of fucking weird.
Right?
It is kind of weird. But that's exactly
what it's about. Like, yeah.
But I thought
it could just be my comedian brain every time I like see it. It's like, just don't fuck these horny like idiots. Like,
yeah. Right. But like no, yeah. I mean, that Halloween, the original Halloween's like, that's like a classic soundtrack for sure. But I mean, there's so many, like, I have to show you after, like, there's like a lot of just like obscure horror movies, soundtracks, like B ones, like from, 70s and stuff, like, independent stuff, like international stuff. That's just like crazy scores of like, just some dude just wilding out on a synthesizer and a keyboard and organ. Like, what the fuck is this even, like, what? It doesn't even make sense, but it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the shit I like. I like obscure shit. You know what I mean?
Would you ever like want to write a horror movie, or are you just the music side of it?
Just the music, yeah. I'm not like, I don't think I could write out dialogue and all that. Like, I mean, but I mean, if I were to do like a horror movie, I definitely like, I'm more like the slasher type horror movie. I mean, I definitely like that genre of it more. But yeah, I mean, I would love to score a horror movie. That'd be fire.
Oh yeah,
I need to do that.
Have you done like beats using like the Halloween
like Dr. Dre did? No.
Did that happen?
Yeah, was it Chronic 2001? He used the Halloween. I mean, I have sampled it for sure. Some of, like I said, some of the horror stuff I have, but like if it's like, known or something like that, I really don't want to fuck with that. You know what I mean? But
I feel you. There's that new whole like trend in Detroit of like using the most known samples and beats, like the Office theme song, or like
making tracks.
Like the Jurassic Park theme song and shit. Who
was it that did the Jurassic Park thing back in the 90s? Somebody, Swiss Beats did that. Didn't he do that?
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
I've never really listened to
Which is actually kind of that's exactly what it is. You're right. Yeah.
I'm so like with old movies and old music, and I probably shouldn't even admit this, but like there's so much new shit that I always listen to. It's very hard for me to like go back and listen to old shit unless like I really want to.
No, yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Like there's especially in this scene that we're like and I guess like with the music, there's always new shit. Like it's really hard to like.
No, yeah, that's like a thing that like is weird. I mean, like from like 2017 to like now, it's just like I feel like every day there's just a new project, new song. It's
bro. There was 4 or 5 albums that dropped today that I wanted to listen to. Like,
yeah, see, that's
there's
the
great. Dirk, there's the Benny, there's the Toby Lou, there's the
Toby Lou.
Yeah, he doesn't. Oh yeah.
Who's Toby Lou? I never
Toby Lou makes like
that's a wild name.
Not like a
wild name too, but that's a wild name. I like that.
Toby Lou. And he doesn't. He makes like, I don't know. How would you do like bubblegum rap? Like early Chance the Rapper stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know. He's dope. He's really dope. But I listen to everything honestly. Like the most non-lyrical like joke rap out of Detroit. Like my 2 top artists are YNJ and Westside Gun of last year that I listened to, like Coochie Man and Westside Gun. Like
okay,
I like it all.
Yeah, Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of different shit, man.
But I only really listen to rap.
Yeah, same.
Right? Like I don't.
I mean, like it sometimes too. Like, there's so much music being put out, that like sometimes I just have to take a break though from listening to like rap. Yeah, I mean, I just like listen to like some old soul shit. I'll come here and just like listen to some records and stuff because like sometimes it's overwhelming. It's just like more beats and raps, and it's like it's a lot going on. So sometimes it's like take a day or two and chill and listen to some other shit. You know what I mean? Listen to some
And you're making it. I mean,
that too. Yeah, true. Yeah. So like it does sometimes just kind of, do something different. You know what I mean? Listen to something different to try to get your brain in a different like mind state to try to come and be creative too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so much dope music coming out, man. It's just like, I mean, trying to make some dope shit too. And it's like, I just heard like 4 dope albums today. And it's like, I gotta come here and I'm gonna try to make some dope shit. And it's just like,
do you think it's the amount of dope music? Do you think it's like detrimental, or do you think it's like it makes you want to like push yourself?
No, I mean, I don't like rules, so I really don't care. Like, I think putting out all the music, like, it is a lot, but it's like, who's anyone to say like it's too much to put out? Like, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone absorbs it. Like for me, sometimes it's a little too much, but I have like I said, I do my own thing and like kind of space myself, listen to some other shit at my own pace. Some people are like, yo, I listened to like 8 new albums this week, and that's cool. If you can listen to word.
Yeah.
I mean, but for me, like, and everyone, like, you got to do your own thing, whatever your own pace is to like absorb that. But, I mean, it is what it is with that.
You have your own space and you have the guys that you like to work. Like that's nice.
Yeah. I that's mainly why I built this spot. I mean, I just wanted to be able to like freely do the music at whatever pace I wanted to. You know what I mean? All hours, whatever anyone's schedule, make it happen. That's mainly why I built this spot. You know what I mean? To like just have a place to come and zone out. You know what I mean? And it's not at my house. It's its own place, and just like, it's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope to have a place to just come and just like be creative and like not have to worry about outside distractions. You know what I mean? So
do you ever want DJ anymore? Do you ever?
I mean, earlier this year I did like an all vinyl set at Scope Apparel out in
the ashtray somewhere.
There was an ashtray somewhere. Yeah, so I did like an all vinyl set, which was pretty dope. So it was just play like a bunch of old records and shit.
How'd it feel to get back up there?
Yeah, it's not really like my thing. I'm not like in front of the crowd performing. No, good, bro,
even though that was what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
originally.
I think maybe like that was part of it too. But I mean, I just like making the beats. I'm just kind of like, I mean, to myself. I mean, that's just kind of how I am. So even like doing this like interview, like it's dope. But like I really don't like do a lot of the like, things like in front of like, interviews and like crowd performance and like DJ sets. Like it's just not.
That's not how you express yourself.
Yeah,
you express yourself through like
beats. I mean, I like sometimes I'll DJ like the sets for my boys and shit, which is dope. Yeah, I mean, I like doing that. Just kind of like in the background, like making sure shit sounds right. That's what I like doing that. But like, getting on and being like, yo, he's gonna do a set now. And everyone's just like looking at you, like waiting for you, like, what are you playing? Like, I don't like that.
But that's what you originally wanted?
To an extent. That's what, like, when I was a kid, like I was just like, I wasn't even thinking that that was gonna come with it. I mean, I was just thinking like, I just want to get up there and like battle and scratch and do all that. I mean, I wasn't thinking like, it's gonna be large performing in front of large crowds and stuff. Like, there wasn't really a thought then, but I'm glad I didn't, because
yeah. Would you just get like wicked bad nerves on stage?
No, I'm just I'm just more of a private person to myself. Yeah.
So when was
I just like to like, with the group of friends and hang out and just kind of like, that's it. Like I kind of keep to myself. So
did you have like when you started making like producing, did you like fall into it quick? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, when I first got that MPC, I didn't know how to do any of the, I didn't know how to save beats on there. I didn't know how to like do anything. I was just like staring at it like a paperweight. Yeah, I mean, I tried to read the manual, no luck with that. But then through mutual friends, I met my boy D Shoosh, and he really showed me everything about like sampling and how to like everything. Any question I had, he answered. Like he's had every MPC ever. He's older than me, so like he's had every sampler sequencer you can think of. Like he's had it, and he knows how to use it. So like I was like, when I first got it, I called him every day, and I was like, yo, how do you like save the beat? He's like, yo, press shift main, and he was like, I'm like, all right, word. Call him back like 20 minutes later, like, yo, like how do I like record again? What was that? And he's like, yo, press this, and like that's just kind of how I learned. And then and I always stuck with the records though. Like I only sample from vinyl, and like I just like again, like I was telling you earlier, like I'm just stubborn. I'm stuck in my way. Like I like sampling from vinyl only.
Why? I think I interview a lot of producers, a lot of rappers, but I don't know a lot about the like technical side of, so like
I think
I like to hear about it.
I think for me though, like sampling from the vinyl, it's just like I don't know, digging and going out and like searching for it and like finding stuff. Like I find stuff that like you're not gonna find on the internet, and I find stuff that like someone like finds something crazy, like they're not necessarily gonna like upload this album. Like I have a bunch of albums in here that don't even exist on the internet. You know what I mean? And I'm not even like a crazy like digger. You know what I mean? But my friends are, and like they got some crazy shit. They taught me things. I'm finding more crazy records, and like that's what I really find like interesting about it. You know what I mean? Like going out, finding the records, coming back here, chopping them up. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the process for me that
how do you know, like, how do you look for vinyl?
I mean, I just like, there's a bunch of record stores around here, but I just kind of hit up different spots. I have a portable turntable that I bring with me. I just see what looks interesting. You know what I mean? Artwork is definitely a major part of it. Like instruments, like usually listed on the back. I mean, turn that shit over, has an accordion and acoustic guitar. You throw that shit out because that's fucking. Might have some fire, but I mean, I know what sounds I like, so that's kind of instruments and stuff. That's what I look for. So, yeah, I mean, I just hit up.
What sounds do you like?
I mean, a lot of my beats are definitely like, grimy, synthesizer, guitar, organs, like a lot of stuff like that. But it really don't matter to me. You know what I mean? It's whatever. You know what I mean? Spender just pulled up. What up, Spender?
What's going on?
No, you're welcome. You're good. Come on in. But yeah, so yeah. Vinyl, sure. And there's the man right there.
He's welcome to join in. I have another microphone if you want to jump on, but
yeah, let's get him in. Let's get Spender on the pod.
Let me grab the other mic. Yo, Jay, you mind handing me the black backpack back there? What's going on? I'm Sam. What's up, bro? Nice to meet you. Hi, Sam.
How you doing?
It's my homegirl, Charlotte.
Nice to meet you. You're welcome to join if you want. This is the Bucked Up Podcast.
Let's go. Yeah, on the front room. Talking into the mic like it's like amplified to the room. You can hear me.
Closer so you both can fit in camera. Oh, nice. Dope. So yeah, if you guys scoot over so you can fit in.
Yeah.
There we go. Welcome to the Bucked Up Podcast.
Yes, sir.
He was talking a lot about you earlier.
Oh yeah, hopefully good shit.
Good shit. Yes. Yeah. He was saying that this is who Overtime.
Yeah. So
Yeah, my boy OTO.
OTO.
Yeah, I know him through the podcast. Irish is my boy.
Okay.
He produces this podcast.
Oh, word.
And I've been on STC many times. So
Word. Fuck with the homies.
Yeah. I was telling him how like Spender actually had an album that came out with my boy Evildoer, and they were doing a release party, and OTO was like, "Yo, pull up."
At Underground Hip Hop, rest in peace.
Yeah, Underground Hip Hop. That's right.
That
Rest
was
in
an
peace.
important piece
Yes.
of underground hip hop
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace for real. Underground hip hop was a dope spot. Yeah, so that's why I met Spender, and I was like, "Yo, I got some beats," and he was like, "All right," so I sent them over, and that's kind of that's how I started it.
And then we started Steel Sharp.
Yeah.
when was that?
2013.
Yeah, 2013. I think.
When did you start making beats?
I mean, I started making beats probably like 2003, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But then I got that MP in like 2005. And then, started kind of making beats within like the next year, being able to like actually save the beats and like work on them. And so, yeah. But I mean, I've probably been doing it almost 20 years, just like making music and fucking around with different equipment. You know what I mean?
What were we talking about before? Oh, we were talking about the vinyl. Yeah, the vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah. And also to go back to the point, it's funny because you were talking about your friend showing you like you could call him up and any question you had.
Yeah.
Like I had that with the podcast on some real shit. Like I knew nothing about this. Like I'm a stand-up comedian. So like when I did that, I called up Irish, a shout out Irish O'Neill, Too Much Content Studios in New York. But like literally he told me everything I, needed to do, all of this shit.
Yep. That's what's up. Yeah. It's good to have some, sometimes to have some type of like guidance or, or someone to like throw ideas at, like, I want to try to like fuck with this. Like, what's up? Like, it's good to have that.
Yeah. You're Massachusetts born? Boston?
Yes.
People were saying, I feel like I've heard this a lot, and I don't know, but I feel like a bunch of people said that this was Boston's best year in music. Do you agree or disagree in that?
Yeah, because I've been dibbling and dabbling out this bitch for a long time, brother. On many fronts. It's definitely a lot. Oh, my fault. Like I said, I've been out here for many years, and what will happen is I feel like one wing of music will be real strong, and then the other ones won't be as good as the other. At this juncture in time, I feel like everybody's giving their best effort right now, and you can hear it. So yeah, I agree with that.
Why do you think that is?
I think people are tired of not being the hub that we should be. I think people are tired and they're trying to they feel like it's their duty to represent right now, and I feel that because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
What do you think changed? Why do you think now it's like everyone's?
I think people like, like again, we were talking about earlier, like there's a lot of dope music coming out. So like, I think, part of that's motivation too. And everyone like, especially out here, Thousand knows I'm like, he's out here all the time. Like he hangs with us. Like we all like
He
really know
unofficially from Boston now.
Like he really, like we really hang with each other. Like, like aside from even making music, like, like I hang out with Spender. I hang out with Knack and Divino, and like sometimes we don't make music.
Yeah,
it's not always,
we just kick it and listen to records.
Yeah, we just chill, man. Like like same.
Really
like Rome comes out here. It's like we're not always like doing some like music stuff. We're just like we just hang with each other and like you build like friendships. And I think that too is like, is part of it. It's like, you like become good friends with somebody. And it's like, like we're chilling, you're making music and just, it's a good time. It's like, it's really not overthinking. Like I got to make some fire shit. But if you don't think about it, that's when the fire shit happen. Thousand knows, Spender knows, like sometimes like we're all just chilling here and it's like a beat comes on and it's like, next thing you know, is like, we got a joint. That's how actually the 45 I put out, like Pawz was here, Knack, Divino, Hidden, Raheem Supreme was here, Skunks was here, everyone, and we all just chilling. Everyone came.
The side A, side with the 45. You
yeah,
put
the 45.
out
Yeah,
the side A.
That was just like everyone was just chilling.
And you shot the cover for that, right? Both. Yeah.
Yeah. Just. Yeah. Yeah. I got.
Yeah.
She really like baptized me out here.
Yeah.
Nah, for real, you can't like push that shit because anything in life, when you like push too hard for it, like it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes out. It comes out like super corny.
That's people always ask me, they're like, why don't you pull up to events with like, and I even almost did it at your event, but then I decided again, like pull up to events with cameras and like do interviews on the spot. It's like, nah, that shit has to happen naturally. Like
Definitely.
It just has to kind of happen when it happens. I never push any of that shit because then it feels forced. Like you can tell, like I'm not even a musician, but I can tell when a verse is forced. So it's like,
but
like, I mean, you could tell like a paid verse, like, you know, like
and that's why like this
a paid verse? Nah, because dudes will give you an ill-ass verse.
you can tell when someone's just doing it for the money, though. That's why I was telling these dudes before the podcast, like I've been offered I've been offered money that would really like help change my life for people to be on the podcast. Like people want to be interviewed, so they'll pay me a lot of money to be on. Right. I can't do that. Like it'll ruin my credibility, even in myself, like my own moral. Exactly. Because then like, oh shit, it doesn't matter who I have on because like, oh, they paid to be on. He doesn't actually fuck with them. Like,
I mean, a lot of my friends and shit, like, they tell me like, oh, if you only had some bigger names on your thing, it's like, that's cool, man. Like, I mean, I've done all the music I've done is like organic. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's just people pulling up to the spot and just laying stuff down. I mean, like, I really don't want to like, there's just so many dope artists out here that I want to work with. So like going outside and like really like, I mean, I just keep it with who people I know within the circle.
Did you ever try to push like?
I mean, I've tried to send out a few like beat packs, this and that, but like,
I mean, was there a point in your career where you were like, nah, I'm going to go out and try to like, or have you always been like, nah, I'm going to create my space? And...
I mean, I've definitely sent out some, like I said, like some beat packs trying to like, get stuff landed, this and that. But I mean, if that's the case, if, bigger artists are looking for beats and stuff, I mean, you sometimes you're fighting through an ocean of producers trying to like land something, but it's like, I rather just like work organically, like meet people and do that. And like, like 1,000 words, like, this dude, check him. Like, boom. That's how I linked up with Pawz, just through 1,000 words. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Davina was the one who told 1,000, like, come through here, like come to Grubby Studio. And everyone was just coming through here, like meeting, and everyone just keeps pulling up.
Everybody that's right feel me? Like you fuck with the right ones. Because like I don't know that this shit existed out here like that. Motherfuckers is ill.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, shout out to my bro 1,000, man. Like, he's been out here like just documenting like the shit that's been happening. In like I was telling you earlier, like
hella ground, bro.
Like when 1,000 started like pulling up out here, it's like, let's go to like, you should go to like the mini mansion. It's like, it's 20 minutes that way. Like we're like, and we hang out. Like again, like we all just like it chill. It's just super organic, man. Like there's no need to like try to force it. Like I don't get me wrong, if I landed on some bigger projects, but I'm not gonna like make 100 beats a day, make a beat folder with 50 beats in it and send it to you. Like, do you like it? No? All right, try to send these. Oh, this guy might use this one, and then that beat's sitting in fucking beat purgatory for fucking months. Like, I mean, like I'd rather just be like, this shit's fire. Like, who wants to rap on it? That's it. That's just kind of, what I mean? People pull up here and it's like, this shit's crazy. Can I rap on it? I'm like, yeah. Let me turn the mic on, let's go. Like, I'm not like, gonna save this beat. This beat is super, this beat's fire. Gonna keep this one for later. Man, I don't give a fuck. Just rap on it. Let's go.
You really don't, bro, because I be hot about that shit sometimes.
Yeah, Spender come to be like, who's on this? I'm like,
I be like, bro.
They already
We were
pushed
supposed
it.
to pull that to the side, bro.
There is. That's what I'm saying. There
What
is
the
no
fuck?
There is no throwaway beats. There is no throwaway beats. I don't do that. I don't do throwaway beats because like the thinking of like throwaway beats, like to me, like people who have that, it's just like you're still representing yourself. So like let's just say, for instance, there's some like trash ass rapper and he wants to like buy a beat off me, whatever, and he gives me mad bread. It's like I probably wouldn't do it, but if I did, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna give him some fire because oh yeah, he came off whack. His shit was terrible, but that Grubby beat was fire. Like that's how I look at everything's got to be. Everything I do, everything I put out, it has to be the best that I can offer. I'm just, I mean, if I have a throwaway beat, I go, yeah, and just fucking delete that shit. I'm fucking save it. There's no point. I just throw it away.
You feel that same way? There's
With
no
the
throwaway
raps?
songs? Yeah.
Nah, there's hella throwaway songs, bro. Because I'm like, I don't know. It's different for me because I be thinking about shit in terms of like how many thoughts I throw away a day. And it's just like, yo, it's like, all right, we're talking thousands of thoughts. And then it's time to write a verse. So out of these 1,000 thoughts, I picked 16 lines. There's a chance them shits may not be good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they feel good when I do it. And then the next day I listen to it, I'm like, this is horrible. The fuck was I thinking? Or on the flip side, I do something that day and I'm not impressed by it. And I listen to it a week later and I'm like, yo, son, he was talking. It happens. So like,
Are you good listening back to your own shit?
What's that?
Can you listen to your own shit? Like,
if I'm doing it to completely destroy myself.
Yeah.
Like I am listening like, nope, that needs to be better.
Yeah, definitely.
That needs to be better.
I noticed that I only listen to like, all I bump is the like rough mixes that I have out of the studio. And then when the project drops, I just don't even listen to it anymore. I'm like, because then like I go, because I mix everything too. So like I've heard the beat now at this point 1,000 times. Yeah, I mean, I've mixed it and then I'm bumping, I'm critiquing, but like I find the most enjoyment is like when I just do a quick rough mix, boom, bounce it, and I ride to that. And when the album's finally done, I've already had it for like however amount of time, you know what I mean? And it comes out and then I'm just like, yeah, I could have turned that snare up a little bit, or I could have go crazy doing that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, whatever the rough, shittiest mix I have, like I bump the fuck out of that shit. And then after that, it's like, yeah.
It's always weird to me when I hear art, like, but I guess it's different with music, like with comedy and shit. Like I'll say a joke so many times that I don't find it funny anymore. So it becomes like robotic. And then I can't even tell it on stage almost because it's like I've said this so many times. Exactly. Like,
no, that still plays because I'm like, the way that it draws the comparison is like doing a show. Do it like there's certain songs I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, I've been doing the same kind of set loosely for like 10 years.
It's like, yeah, we don't.
So there's certain songs that I am not thrilled by at all, but it's kind of like going with the emotions, like, but that shit work on every crowd.
Yeah.
So
you feel like you have to do them.
Yeah.
It's a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
muscle memory with anything. You're gonna get tired of it. Montel Jordan tired of doing the same song over and over. But that shit make bread. So he gonna be like, "This is how we do it."
I feel you, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's crazy when I
But
see.
he don't. You ever heard him talk about that shit? He'd be like, "Yo, I'm fucking tired of doing that song," and then the shit come on and be like, "This is how we do it."
Yeah.
It is entertainment.
Yeah.
So many people get like the fucking Carlton. He has to do that dance on every fucking show he's on.
That's a
like,
fact.
Well, and that
no, that's what you're looking
Harry
for.
Potter. Like he ain't like no matter what else he's in, he's always gonna be Harry Potter. Like,
yeah, it is. That's true.
Yeah.
Chose to put yourself out there publicly like this.
But then there's people like on some real shit, like Khan. Like every time he does the cow, like he feels that shit. Like he cries. Like
it's a crazy record.
See,
crazy record.
He's special because the person he's chose to show the public on a continuous basis is really like him to the core. So it's gonna be emotional every time. It's not even. I don't feel like for him it's like just going out and rapping. It's like a soul cleanse every time. You know?
Yeah. That's why I really liked God Don't Make Mistakes the most, because it was like he wasn't trying to be like, I want to say this properly, he was being emotional, like he was being how he really felt about shit. Yeah. Like
I think like that's dope. I like seeing those type of records come back, like telling stories and just being honest. Cause like, I mean, as we all know, for many years, it's just been like necessarily not that as the most popular thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people trying to, do the Griselda thing and just like spit street rap, but it's like, the storytelling shit and like, just being honest and like telling about your life, like those records are still fire. And I like to see, I like when I hear those from like, especially artists like that. It's like, I mean, that's just crazy.
That's why, like, I'll be honest, and I know I've talked about on the podcast before, but like when he put 2 minutes of our conversation on his track with Skis, like a really personal track, like on some real shit, like, and him talking about wanting to give up and shit. Like I really respected that, because when I did that interview with him, it was at 1 a.m. We were fucked up. He got personal. Like, I didn't think he liked that conversation. He never like reposted it on his Instagram. But then for him to put it on a track, I was like, oh shit. And for him to then tell me like after that, like I was like, oh shit, it really did, make a difference.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I definitely like hearing some like of the more personal. I mean, because like especially like again like Conway, like he can rap, like he can go off. So like to hear him go in a different direction with that, like it's like it's even more like crazy. I mean,
but that goes back to all right, like the what we were talking about in the beginning before you got here, is I was asking you about like you were saying a lot of people are trying to do Griselda, but I feel like the scene in Massachusetts right now isn't. Like everything you guys are doing, it's like it works in the ether, but it's its own thing. And I always am like, where did that come? It's cool that it.
But I think it's the same thing that like what made like Griselda, like, what it is. It's like they brought that sound to a more known level, but they were just doing what they liked. Yeah, I mean, and that's the same thing.
A lot of that. That's kind of
I mean, there was a lot of people doing that type of shit.
That's what I mean. Like, where did this scene? Like, when do you think this scene start? Like, what's happening now in Massachusetts? Like, when did that come about? How did that come about?
I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Like that underground pocket. Is that what you?
Yeah, like what you guys feel like you're in right now. When did that start?
That's a good question. I mean, as far as I think me personally, I'll tell you for me personally, like I felt like I'm not just saying this just because it's my boy and shit, but like when he did a project with Evildoer, that project, like for me, like was like really crazy because it's like, it doesn't sound like anything I've heard. It's like grimy, it's dark, the stories on it. He's going, and I'm like, like to me, like that shit was crazy. And then when like Knack and Davino dropped the Triple Black Diamonds, that was like right around the time like me and him were working on our album too. That when Triple Black Diamonds came out, like out here in Mass, like there was just a tonal shift I felt to an extent, because then like you had $1 Million Minx from Code 9 and Paranorm like that, and then me and Spender did like the holographic album, like it all had like this tone, and like it just I felt like it just kept building.
And do you guys feel like you were doing that independently, but it was all part of the same wave?
I just think, I mean, we all knew each other. We all hang out with each other. Everyone's like, yo, listen to this joint. Listen to this.
I'm gonna be real. I made an effort to, because when we were making Steel Sharp and Steel, I didn't want to work with like outside cats, because I felt like I had so many people in Mass that I hadn't worked with yet that was nice as fuck. And I felt like the world didn't know. So I kind of wanted to showcase that. So I'm like, I kind of like went artists. I'm like, it took me mad long to get all of them on records. But I feel like that's the first time all of them was on one album.
Yeah, I think the first time Knack was like rapped on one of my beats was for Steel Sharp and Steel. Yeah.
First time he rapped, Davino rapped on My shit.
Yeah.
Why do you think it was hard for that to happen for the first time?
I don't think it was hard. They just didn't. A lot of people didn't know who was making what, and I feel like a lot of people was looking to me because I kind of always been tapped in on the production tip out here.
That's true.
Like I feel like dudes have looked to me in that regard for a long time because I got a good ear. I know who's putting in that work. So I'm like, a lot of people, their first time hearing his beats was through me.
That's true. Yeah.
So they gravitated off of that. Like that's just facts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely like after like the Steel Shop and Steel, like I think that's some of like my best work I did. Like I put a lot of effort into that. It took us a couple years to make that. Like just again, like it sounds
making that for fun.
Like, yeah,
like
it wasn't like it sounds ridiculous.
Yo, we gonna kill the game with this. This was like yo, this shit's fire to us.
Yeah,
but that's what we're talking about before. Like if you're forcing it,
well, that's
like,
the thing. Like,
but if you're just doing it because you want to do it, it's going to come out better that way.
I don't think either one of us knew that like a renaissance was about to happen.
No,
there was no thought of that. It was just like it was almost like a guilty pleasure album. But that's how I felt. I was making guilty pleasure rap, like shit that the backpack dudes couldn't really put a finger on. But the street dudes couldn't really put a finger on it neither. It was like this gray area shit. But like it spawned a lot of shit. Cause I'm like, it made a lot of people kind of take the fucking the like shackles off their style. Like, because that's what was happening. Everybody was kind of trying to be super technically on it and killing it. And then like once everybody kind of realized like it's not that deep.
Just have fun with it. Yo, like
that's when it was over. That's when everybody woke up like,
like
everybody.
That's what, and it just turned into. I mean, it turned like in thousand. Yo, can attest this too. Like, I mean, like people come here, it just turns into like who can splash the crazy, like who can just say like who can just be like, yo, like just next verse and get in and just say the what. And everyone's out here like we've been here like 50 deep, and everyone's like, yo, what? And like who's going next? It's like next person's in, and then. I mean, I got a hard drive with crazy shit like that. It's just like, but it's just like that's the fun of it. And like I was saying before, like it's not like we were like, yo, let's take a long time and make this record and really think about it. It was just like I'd send them a beat, record the track, send them a beat, record the track, let's re-record that, let's try it again, let's do it. And that's just, and we still do that process today. I mean, like I'll send them a beat, they'll come here and be like, maybe I'll change the BPM, maybe I'll just change the whole beat completely. But we have that freedom of having the studio and just doing whatever. You know what I mean? And like that's really, I think, and I think that goes to kind of what you're saying. Like Knack has his own setup at his spot, the mini mansion. You know what I mean? So it's like they're just kind of like freely listening and making music at their own pace. Like they might just come in, splash on a crazy joint, and it's like, oh, and then go do something else. Like that's what we all kind of do. And it's just, I think that organic shit. That's why it's like, yeah. I think that's why like you're hearing a cohesive type thing out here. Is just like everyone's just kind of working at their own pace, but we're working with each other. We all know each other.
And there's not a finite amount of spots. You guys want each other to win because that helps you win.
Everybody was nice already. So everybody was ready for any bit of attention. Everybody was already ready to tear your head off in the middle of the street after a show. Like, this is all everybody you know of. I'm like, bro, this is all everybody was ready to give you their craziest verse fresh off a stage.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just a long time coming because I'm like, nah, dude's been nice forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how like
people adapting to the like.
Yeah.
Like when would you say it happened right around like when quarantine hit?
What?
Like you said, the Renaissance.
No, it was before that. It's probably it's before that. But I think like
the real Renaissance didn't really kick off till
I think
2017.
2017.
Yeah. So I mean, if you go back in the timeline and check,
wise, a lot of shifting happened in 2017.
Why 2017? Was there like a moment?
A combination of just everybody's skills and what everybody likes coming together at one time.
Yeah, I think I again, like like the Triple Black Diamonds and that time when like for me, like I remember like Davino come by my crib and was like, yo, I was like, he's like, me and Nak got this album, like Triple Black Diamonds, you gotta peep this. Actually, before that, Paranorm had told me about it. And Paranorm's like, yo, one of the best lyricists ever. Paranorm. Like if y'all not Paranorm was ever. Not just here, just ever. Like ever. He was like, we were recording the joint in my crib, and then he was like, yo, I was just at Nak's crib, and like you gotta hear this like Triple Black Diamonds that him and Davino were doing. Davino did all the beats. And I was like, word. And then a few weeks later, Davino came to my crib and he's like, yo, we're outside smoking a blunt. He's like, yo, he got on his phone, we're listening to it. And like, I was like, yo, what is this? And he was like, yes, me and Nax. And like, I couldn't like wrap my head around like the textures of like what they were doing. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And it just, that like inspired me like more than like I had been in recent time at that era, I feel like, because again, we were working on the steel shop and steel. We just finished that. And then after that, I was like, yo, and I was just started cranking out more music and just hanging with those guys. Like it's, you hang out with ST, anyone knows you hang out at ST Nack. I mean, it's a party. Like, it's a vibe. You know what I mean? You hang out, you know what I mean? Me and Spender pull up, you know what I mean? It's just like everyone just having a good time. Like, but Nack, you know what I mean? Yeah, party, you know. I mean, me and Nack's album, we did I Want to Fuck Jay the Fire. Like, it was literally just a party. Like, that's all we just came here and just drank mad champagne. Like, we were just chilling, ordering food. Different people pull up. And it was like, it wasn't like, nah, like, man, maybe we should get you on this record. It's like, oh, you rapped on that beat. Now it's on the album. So word. I hope you like the verse because you're on the album now. Like that, like my boy Hayes like pulled up and was just like chilling with us, and I had a beat going, and it was like, now he's on the album. It's like he just happened to walk through the door. You got a verse? I got a. You're on the album. That's how we did. Like we were chilling here, and Code was here, and we're all just cracking jokes and chilling. And then I think we were like eating Chinese food or something, and the joint we got on the album called The Same Fork, that became because like we all ordered Chinese food and like they only sent us one fork. And we were like, yo, this is like, what the fuck? And Nack's like, we have to share the same fork. And I had the beat going because like Nack was writing as he was eating. And she got the same fork. And I was like, I started laughing. He's like, yo, that's the hook. And eventually I went and got forks for us all. But you know what I mean? Then Nack got in the booth and he was like, Code 9, the same fork. Like, because we just did. And that's just, there's no rules. And that's what I've learned even more from like hanging with those guys. Like, fuck all the rules. Fuck with like, you know what I mean? Fuck with, especially overthinking, like with the beats. Like now I don't even like overthink. Like before I make a beat and I have to come back the next day. I mean, sometimes I still do, but I come back, yo, what's up? But now it's like, if I make a beat and Nack raps on it and Spender raps on it, and like sometimes it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you gotta leave that. Like it is what it is now. Like you can't go back and like adjust the snare. Like they heard it that way. That's it. It's done. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, it's just it's dope. Like working with all these guys. You know what I mean? And being in that like this sound that you were talking about. It's just like I think it's just coming from like us knowing each other and everything just organic. And it's not like it's like, yeah, you need a verse, you need a beat. Boom. That's it. You know what I mean?
Everybody make what they want to hear.
That's it too. Yeah, that's true.
You have any shit coming up? Either of you?
Yeah. Me and him have an album.
Yep.
On the way.
Yep.
Which
is a strong Boston representation. Since since we going there.
It's actually, I mean, going back to like talking, like he did a lot of storytelling about the city and about like, you have to really be from here to understand like what he's talking about. In a lot of records, you have to be from his neighborhood to even know what he's talking about. There's very like, characters that he mentions and stuff like that. So we made a record that it just has
a very local.
It has that
community oriented album.
Yeah,
for sure. It feels good. God damn
it. And like making the beats for it, like I just wanted to make beats that I felt like if you were in these areas and these neighborhoods, like what does like Boston sound like when you're talking about these specific things? You know what I mean? Like what's the vibe? What's the tone? Like, what is it? And also make it all cohesive. I mean, that's like a huge thing too, is like making that like cohesive sound. But yeah, I got a project with Spender coming out. Me and Knack got another project coming out. That's the vinyl's on its way for that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's coming out. Me and my boy Hayes got an EP. Me and Hidden Character.
Shout out to Hayes.
Yeah, me and Hidden Character got like 6 joints. Me and Skunk got like 6 joints. I got 6 joints with Avenue. Been working with a new dude who's Av's boy, Funeral Aunt Bell. Nasty. Yo, dude's super talented. So, I mean, yeah.
A lot of shit coming.
I got a lot. Yeah. Yo, me and Thousand Words working on things. Like we got a lot of things going on, and I just like to stay busy. I think it's only happening this amount of stuff because like I don't hate to keep saying it, but it's like it is just like us just chilling and have. It's really not like let's have a session. We're gonna knock out these joints to have a thing. We need. It's just like yeah. I mean, some like working on an album. Like he's pulled up like 3 or 4 times, and it's like we didn't even make a song. We like listen to records and we're like, all right, man, good to see you. Like that was it. Like we didn't just because it doesn't. This space is just for like making art, whatever we want to do, without any time. Yeah, I mean, there's no demand to like make anything. Like sometimes people come here and I'm like, I always say like, don't feel like you have to come in here and rap, because like when Code pulls up or Knack and like. I'm like, yo, just because like there's a beat playing in the back, you guys don't have. I mean, it's not like that.
Yeah,
and they know that. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean? I just like to keep it organic. I don't want to. Yeah, I yeah. But yeah, it's hard to not be like, yo, you should rap on this because it's yeah. Who's on that? Yeah, like, everyone wants to like, yo, but
if it's not Skunk Snack, all of like you.
Yeah, someone's on the beat. Yeah, it's usually and you know this too. Like
respectful, yo.
Yeah, someone's like, I'm like, yo, I don't even have any more beats. And like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, like I've literally like every beat I have is rapped on. But it's dope though, because sometimes like I go through records and then like I'll be playing shit and everyone's just like, yo, which is actually how the shit with the 45 came out, the legacy joint we did.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I mean, there was like probably 25 of us in here, and I was just going through records, and I no joke, like when I hit that sample, everyone just like was like, yo, what? And just like looked at me, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna loop that up. You're fucking right, I am. Like, yeah. Yeah, and that joint too, I feel like people kind of went personal on that too, like and talk, you know what I mean, which is like dope. You know what I mean, it's you can still like have those like you know, type of verses and still be like, you know, get the point across with the grimy texture and like, yeah, I mean, you can still do all that.
Yeah,
I really like those type of records, man, for sure.
Man, you have a lot of work coming.
A lot.
You have the album.
Yeah, that's all I got coming. One album.
A single one.
That's it.
But he is on 2 of the joints on the new album for me, Knack, though.
Word from just being here.
He didn't even know.
You have a name for it? Yeah.
He didn't. Spender didn't even know until
told me like, yo, both of the songs. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. He's like, what happened? I was like, oh, they're both on the album now.
You have a name for the project? The one of you and Knack?
Yeah, it's I Want to Fuck Carmen Hayes is the next one.
They staying on brand.
Yeah.
That's a dope name.
Yeah. It's it should be here.
Do you want to fuck Carmen Hayes?
I mean, not now.
Not these days.
No.
It's either now or never. That's the choice. That's the choice.
No, yeah. I mean, the albums, the vinyl should be here soon, and we're gonna, you know, plan all that out to drop that. But yeah, I mean, this year for sure. Me and Spender's album, me and Knack's album is coming out this year for sure. But I'm like 90% through all these other shit. So.
Dope, man. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for hopping in the end of it.
Yeah,
for having me, bro.
Thank you for having us, bro. This
is literally just like, as you probably realized, as same thing. Like it's a hangout. Like I don't prepare any questions. I just kind of go with the flow.
Shout out to my man OTO.
Yeah, shout out.
It's your boy. Oh,
he's gonna be. You'll see me on STC probably within the next few weeks, and he's gonna be coming on here soon.
Dope. Yeah, OTO is a man.
All right. Peace out.